How and why do you think blues music hits your soul?
To make a quick answer is difficult.
Well,
Blues music is basically an honest look at real life.
uh-huh.
It has to do with passion and emotion. The gamut of the human condition, I guess, and putting it in a way that is easily related to
Uh-huh.
the music is simple but deep.
Uh-huh.
Hard to put into just one capsule. So,
Is there anything that you're currently working on, or what are you up to these days?
well, right now I've had shows canceled because of because of the lockdown.
Uh-huh.
But I'm semi-retired, I guess. I've done a lot of gigs. This is my 58th year of performing,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
and there's very few clubs I haven't played.
Yeah.
I've been and played in every state and all over the world, and I'm enjoying, just being picky choosy about where I'm going to play.
Uh-huh.
My wife and I are doing a kind of a memoir thing that we hope to get done this year.
Uh-huh. Awesome. Um,
Yeah.
this is an interesting question. In your own words, how would you describe your blues style? What makes you unique?
Um, I've always felt that the solo artist can be the most effective, the most impact on an audience. If you can pull it off by yourself,
Uh-huh.
it's so intense.
Uh-huh.
I've always prided myself on playing as a solo and pulling it off, making it real. It's sort of like in photography, the black and white photo, is the most intense. It's
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
you know, it boils it down to the basics, and I don't know. I've worked all these years as a solo acoustic artist. I don't plug in.
Uh-huh.
It's into the microphone, and it's just me.
Uh-huh.
And so that's what I've felt as my point of view, my direction, my energy is focused on a style that is old time and yet timeless at the same time.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to sound pedantic, It's
Yeah. Yeah. If you had to choose from all the artists you have played and performed with, do you have a favorite?
oh God, that's very hard. I've worked with so many really talented artists, and
Yeah. Are there a
when I
few maybe?
started out, there was the rediscovery of all the guys who created the genre. I mean,
Uh-huh.
Son House and Bucka White and John Hurt.
Uh-huh.
I could just go on and on. These guys were phenomenal,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
um, and worked with younger contemporary artists who just step right up, and it would be very hard to pick one.
Gotcha. Gotcha. What's your recording process like, and how do you know when it takes a take?
Sometimes you just know instantly that was it. It's not ever going to get any better than that. Other times you do it two or three times, and then you listen back and you find, well, this one has more of what I was aiming for, and this one has less, da 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 da, that kind of thing. But you go into record with an idea of what sound you want, what for each song. You have each
Uh-huh.
song has its own life,
Uh-huh.
and which such. I
Uh-huh.
have always just felt like I could bring any song that I choose to life and that kind of thing. I've been inspired by everyone from Howling Wolf, Muddy Waters, to Robert Johnson, to Willie McTell, and Blind Boy Fuller, and the whole gamut. I don't, I'm kind of a wide range there.
Yeah. Can you talk about Hendrix and Clapton sitting in with you at the Gaslight?
I got to know Jimmy in New York when he was hanging out in the Village and trying to get a gig. I got us a gig together, and he went to England and became a huge star. And Eric Clapton, I met on my first tour to England, and came to New York with Cream in '67. He was hanging out in New York, had my number, called me up, wanted to come to the gig, and so was also Hendrix was also in New York, and because I knew both of them, they both came down and they both wanted to sit in. I had a little trio with Charles Otis and Lee Collins, and they both sat in, and I was surrounded by royalty.
Wow.
That was a lot of fun.
What did you learn hanging around from Bob Dylan? And you introduced him to the band, that's right?
Yeah, well, Bob and I were friends when he first came to New York. I got to know him, and he was a blues fan, but he was also just an amazing performer. He was a Woody Guthrie fanatic. He had all these talking blues he did, but he was also a blues fan. He and I hung out a lot, and were, at one time very good friends, and he came to my recording sessions, and I went to his, and that's how I introduced him to the band, who I'd met up in Toronto. So, their first recordings were with me. It was on that So Many Roads album for Vanguard.
Is there anything else that you want to accomplish? Anything else you want to do, or?
I've done a lot. It's not like I'm done or anything, but as I said, I've become very choosy about the gigs I play, and I've got a lot to reflect on, which my wife and I are compiling this memoir kind of thing, and that's a lot of fun. I've been a lot of places, met a lot of people, recorded, I've made a lot of records, and got some great stories.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right, well, those are all my questions, John. I really appreciate the time.